Hey, what's up you guys? It's Scott with Everyday Home Repairs, and today I'm going to show you how to swap out an old beat up gold dated doorknob, and specifically where you don't have any visible screws on the inside. So it's like, how does this thing actually come off? It's not that hard. There's a few simple steps and I'll walk you through those to get this old doorknob out and to get some new hardware on your door. So stick with me. Okay, so now that we have the old doorknob out, I'm ready to install the new one. Just want to show you what comes in these standard kits. One thing to note is these are overall pretty flexible in terms of fitting your door. I have a 1.3 inches thick door, so this one's good for me, but it goes all the way up to 1.75 inches. And then the latch itself, and that is basically the distance between the middle of the doorknob out to the edge of the door. That can go from 2 3/8 or up to 2 3/4. Mine is 2 3/8. So if you want to make sure, again, just measure from the middle of your doorknob out to the edge of your door, and then that will be that distance that they're referencing here for the latch distance. Okay, not much to these kits. So you have, of course, the two sides of your doorknob. One thing to note, this is a bedroom bathroom, so it does have a locking mechanism that would go on the inside of the door. And then you'll have your latch itself. Now you saw mine does not have the end plate here with the two mounting screws, and that is easy to swap out because they actually come with that insert right here. But how you do that is there's these little slots here. So you fit your screwdriver in there and kind of twist it. And then you're separating it. Do it on the other side. Okay, so now that shell's out, the plate comes off. This will rotate off. And then you can put this guy on, which is for my application. Yours might be more standard with the mounting screws, but this is the one that I'll need. So my latching mechanism's ready to go. It does come with a new strike plate, so you'll have the same finish. So this is an aged bronze finish, so I'll want to install that. And then of course your screws for the doorknob, and then also mounting screws, both for the strike plate, and then also if you're mounting with that, the end plate here. Okay, let's jump out and start to install. So we'll start off with the latching mechanism, and we'll set it appropriate to your application. So either 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. Now I have this friction fit, so I just have to push this in, and each door is going to be a little different. Some of them you'll be able to force in with your hands like this. Others you might need a block of wood and or a hammer to tap that in to make it as flush as possible. If you don't, you might have some misalignment and some interference between the strike plate later on. So taking the outside part of the door knob, we'll line everything up and insert that through. And you can see that popsicle stick looking thing, that is actually for the lock. You'll have these on the bedroom and bathroom doorknobs, but not on the closet doorknobs because the closets shouldn't have a lock. So get that all lined up, and then I'll take before taking the screws, I'll make sure that it functions, right? So the doorknob will open and close the latch, and also the lock will lock the doorknob. Then before driving home the screws and getting carried away, I will make sure that I can thread those in and they're not cross-threaded. So I'll thread in the left side and then do the same for the right-hand side, just making sure the threads are lining up. And then we'll start to screw those in all the way. Don't screw in the left or the right hand side completely before going to the opposite side, because it's nice to have a little play in that doorknob to get your Phillips head screwdriver to line up with the screw itself. Then once they're both close, you can go ahead and thread it in all the way, tighten it up, and check your doorknob. So with that all good, now we'll go to the strike plate. This is obviously the old gold strike plate, and it's a different shape than this new one. So I'm going to reuse the bottom hole because it's still in good shape, and then I'm going to trace around the new strike plate. Now with a sharp chisel, and really I'm just using some pressure, not using a hammer, I'm going to remove that extra material so we can get a flat, flush install of the strike plate. Making sure everything lines up and threading in the bottom screw. Now I'm going to use a 7/64 drill bit to start the hole and then sink that top screw. And there you go. So now we have a new doorknob. It is functioning as expected, and it looks a whole lot better. Hopefully this helped you out in your scenario. Yours might be a little bit different just with that different end plate here, but it should work pretty much the same. Also, you might have a little harder time with the door jamb because it's pretty common for those screw holes to be in rough shape. But there are tricks, so I'm not going to go over it right now, but you might want to look for wood glue and toothpicks or wood glue and golf tees, and that is a way to get a little bit more material in a stripped out hole, so then those screws will actually mount and hold that strike plate in secure. Additionally, so the one thing we didn't do was really adjust the hinges. So I still have these ugly beat up gold hinges. So my next project will be to take off those hinges and the screws and the pins and paint them with this Rust-Oleum metallic paint and primer in one. This stuff is awesome. And the nice thing about this aged bronze finish is it actually isn't one consistent color. It has some of the orange or bronze underneath it. So in the hinges, because they're gold, you can do a single pass, and even if there's a little bit of gold shining through, it actually kind of fits the finish of this aged bronze. So it's a lot more forgiving in terms of how consistent your coat needs to be over your screw heads, your hinges, and then the top of those pins. So look for that one if you're looking to finish up the update of your door hardware. And before you take off, don't forget to subscribe to our channel as we have weekly videos such as this coming out to help you with your repairs around your house. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.